What's up, Ringside Collectibles and WrestlingFigures.com fans? Here we are, AEW Double or Nothing 2023 Fan Fest, and I'm here with Jazwares' own Magic Olmos.
How's it going, Tom? Great to see you.
Good to see you too,
It's
man.
fun to be around.
So much fun we're having in Las Vegas, beautiful Las Vegas. We're having a great time, but it's time to get serious with a little bit of a Q&A session for the Jazwares AEW line. So I'll keep it light, don't worry, but I'm going to ask you everything that, I would ask Tony Khan if I saw him in person.
No gotchas,
No gotchas, not a single one.
Puff piece.
Nice
Sell
and
some figures.
Sell some figures, keep it nice and... Dude, they're going bonkers over here. They're having their own Q&A panel, but that's all right.
That's
Ours,
Daddy Magic.
He
infringed on my gimmick. I'm just gonna say that.
That's
I was
true.
the first Magic.
Dude, you were the original Daddy Magic before Daddy Magic was. Maybe we should tell him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I told him it didn't go over too well.
It didn't go over too well. Maybe, yeah.
He's still Daddy Magic, so I mean, what happened?
So he won out ultimately, I guess, in a way. That's all right. So first question. What are you doing to keep your technology competitive in terms of body molds, head sculpts? What are your feelings on pinless joints? Like, are we implementing more of these things into the line, or what can people expect in the years to come as the line continues?
Absolutely. We're always looking to advance, make our figures the best possible they can be. I think if you notice, we have so many more unique tools and different body types out there. A lot of our figures are unique to the person. So when we get a pack or get a hook, their bodies are exactly what they are. They're molded and designed to be those people. They're not necessarily like mix and match or reuse from other figures that we have previously done. Those are those people, and like we sculpt them directly to be those people. And as far as innovation and stuff goes, we're always trying to improve it, always trying to get our figures to be the best that they've been and make every wave previous like better and better going forward. You know?
Yeah, so like in additional releases of certain characters, right, you're going to look at, okay, maybe this body mold can be a little bit smaller. Maybe it can be like a little bit improved in some ways. You mentioned Hook, right? He's smaller in comparison to some other guys, and it's reflected in the figure, right?
Mm-hmm. So. Absolutely. And if you look at someone re-released, like let's say Thunder Rosa, her first figure isn't the same as the second figure. It's a new body. Like we've updated it. Like we could have probably tried to do something to reuse it and like save some money, but we want to give that to you guys and make it the best figure possible and make it really unique and beautiful. So that's what we do.
So you hear that here right now. There are improvements being made in body molds, in joints and head sculpts. All those details are being implemented into the line as it moves forward.
Absolutely, yeah.
Excellent. Do you have any this was an interesting question that we haven't heard in a while. Any plans to implement some real feel hair into the line? That is an old Jax classic of real feel hair. Seems like people still kind of want it. Would you consider that?
We've considered it. We've looked into it. Like people like Jungle Boy in the past, we've looked into it. You know, like ultimately we did not go that route, but that's not to say we won't go that route in the future. We've always trying to look for it. If there's a proper way to do it, we can do it, you know?
What we need is people to like just be a little bit more intense, a little bit more hairy, and just maybe, if you're an AEW wrestler, can you make your hair more obvious on TV somehow? Comb it straight out, touch it on camera, some of those types of things, then it's more possible that it's in the line, right?
Absolutely.
But with that in mind, hair, as far as body hair goes, in terms of painting, which is a little bit simpler, that's happening more often, right?
Absolutely. We're adding a lot more body hair going forward. We've noticed that we have left it off in the past, and we're improving that. So going forward, we're going to see it a lot more hairy men.
Excellent. Okay, hey, dude, the people want hair. We're giving you what you want. A hairy man here, a hairy man here. Hairy men everywhere. Look at that. Look, hey.
Oh, it's caught.
Now you're just showing off, all right?
Okay, here we go.
There you see. This is the guy that's working on hair. That's
real feel here.
That's real feel. Look at that. There it is.
Okay.
Excellent.
Now I gotta tie it. It's embarrassing.
No, it's good. People are, dude. You change the way everybody thinks of you for the better doing that. So some fans, once in a while, they get a figure with maybe some darker clothing, and there's some staining on the figure, right? And this happens because of the ink in the clothing. It can be challenging. Yeah. To combat that in the past, you've had sometimes those plastic sleeves over certain parts to kind of keep the cloth away from the figure itself. Aside from this, knowing that you're very likely still implementing those into the line, what do you think about the ability to kind of combat the staining problem?
I mean, obviously, like we never want to see that. Like that is an issue. Like we definitely have to address and have trying to be more proactive in preventing. Like you said, the plastic protectors. We've done white linings instead, like of black figures, so it's double lined, or it's a white on the inside so it doesn't stain. That's a problem we never want to see. And like so many people go and so many people working on these, like for that to happen in the end, like out of our control necessarily, you know, because it just kind of happens due to nature. So we definitely want to prevent it and make sure it does not happen to prevent any bad negative user experience for sure.
You're working on it, and you know it works when it works, right? So improvements coming in the future, right?
Absolutely.
Do you have any updates for the Luminaries collection and in terms of the line moving forward? Obviously, we saw one announced today, but it's sometimes like it might be in a line, it may not be in a line. Is it still something to be considered regularly?
Absolutely. Luminaries is alive and well. Like you said, alluded to today, we've seen the Blade Runner Sting. So we're branching out and not just doing current talent in their current looks like we did previously with Luminaries Sting. Now we're going back and doing a unique, awesome looking, I think a really cool, like heavy metal looking Blade Runner Sting. Like it's amazing. There's other people we've announced previously that are still coming. And there's some like really cool stuff happening, and I think Luminaries is going to be really exciting. I think everybody's going to be really happy.
Excellent. So keep it in mind, Luminaries not going anywhere, not whatsoever. So since we last spoke, Forbidden Door is more of an AEW staple, right? It's not just like a blanket kind of wrestling term for people crossing over companies. It's part of the AEW show. You know, there's an actual show dedicated to an NJPW crossover. With that in mind, does that change anything? Has anything changed in terms of people from NJPW that we could see in the line?
I just have to say wait and see. You know, a lot of these things are way out of my control, out of my hands, but I would love to see this. I know the entire team would love to see this, so I was just going to say a tentative wait and see, but, you know, be optimistic. You never know.
Good, I like it. I like the optimism from Magic here, and it makes us all happy, right? So keep your eyes peeled. We've seen a lot of authentic scale rings, right? Some Ringside Collectibles exclusive ones, a couple here or there in stores. Also the medium basic ring. A lot of rings, right? Have you ever considered any chance of a themed authentic scale ring? So maybe one that includes some type of ladder match theme or like a steel cage theme, something that adds a couple extra accessories with that authentic scale offering.
That's a really good idea. I really actually like that. Definitely something to consider. Always trying to make things better, and if we could add these nice, cool props or maybe something like unique and tool up something special to make it value and make the product that much better, I think we would definitely look into it and do it.
In the meantime, plenty of accessory packs and plenty of authentic scale rings available as it is, right? You just got to kind of get them both and combine them.
Absolutely. Our authentic scale rings are awesome, so I mean, I love those things. Anything we can do to enhance those, I'm for it.
Excellent. Me too. Love those rings for sure. Jeff Hardy, huge name, just A-level, just major wrestling superstar, right? That's one guy who everybody, you know, the head turns as soon as you hear that name. He's back. He's back in AEW. Things are looking really good for him at the moment, and we're very happy about that. Beyond that, we're also very happy that it means his action figure's back in contention, right?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
He was in a line, had to be delayed a little bit, but here we are. It seems like he's back on the line, right? When can we expect it?
We can expect him pretty soon. We're rushing this guy out. We love Jeff Hardy. He is one of the favorites, a fan favorite. Everyone's growing up loved Jeff Hardy. I still love him now. So we made sure to show a nice preview today and get some really cool head sculpt shown and get some really cool face paint just to give you guys a little taste of what's happening in the future for Jeff Hardy. Because we're just as excited as everyone else is to get him out.
The charismatic enigma, right? No wrestling action figure creator can think of a better name to be working on than Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, someone's once said he's printing money when you make a Jeff Hardy figure, and I have to believe it's true.
That seems right to me. So, you know, I've been at Ringside Collectibles for how long?
Yeah.
So beyond that, as the line and AEW, just as a general company, continue to grow, you know, Jazwares obviously right there every step of the way. Are there any plans to make the figures more available internationally? So obviously, we always want you to come to Ringside Collectibles. We'll ship worldwide, but if it's, you know, maybe not in the cards for you necessarily, can people find it, you know, in more local locations?
Absolutely. I think that's one thing the team's always trying to do. They're trying to get it to everybody who wants it and make it more widely available, and definitely try to bring it to everybody, like internationally or wherever, and make sure they have some cool figures. And Ringside has you guys covered if otherwise. I know it might be, like you said, out of some people's cards, but it's definitely something we'd want to do, make prior to.
Excellent. Yeah, so it's being worked on, and you know, we always think it's always thought about that level of distribution for
Absolutely.
sure. So one last question, and this is what we'll wrap up on. There was there there's a question, but there was a little bit of a tease on the panel today, alluding to a Ring of Honor line. So obviously, Ring of Honor is still a huge part of AEW, with so many wrestlers that started in Ring of Honor and just have performed there, still involved. There's a lot of crossover, tons of possibilities. People that have made appearances there. We haven't heard anything about it being involved in the action figure line yet, so I'm here and I have to pester again as usual. What's next with Ring of Honor? What was up with that video tease, and what can you tell us about what's coming up?
Oh, I think you said it there. The video tease was right there. That's the word right there. Tease.
You don't have an additional tease for me?
There's not much I can give you. So if I took my shirt off, I could tease you that way. Honestly.
What does Ring of Honor? What does ROH stand for?
Ring of Honor.
Right, exactly. So that must tease something, right?
Yeah.
I guess so.
Yeah, I have to honor my job and say, it's more to come. Wait and see.
Ring of Honor your job, please. Okay. Excellent. So that's really exciting, and clearly not the end. And as time goes on, all will be revealed, right? Yeah. So very exciting to see that tease, to see what's going on.
I'll say this, there's going to be some really, really cool stuff and fun stuff coming up that everyone should be excited for.
See that? Listen to that. What better tease can you get than that?
Yeah. There you go.
Amazing, man. Excellent Q&A. Thanks for talking to us. Thanks for everything. And shout out to you. Shout out to the Jazwares team again for everything here. And it's been a great Double or Nothing weekend. So thanks, fun. Magic. Good to see you, man.
Thanks for having me, Tom. Always great to see you. Ringside.com. Love you guys.
WrestlingFigures.com. Let's do it. Show up. Get your questions answered. Pre-order your figures.
Yes, sir.
We're out of here.